Good evening and welcome to this edition of Tok Piksa. Family planning is becoming an issue for Papua New Guinea, with a drastic increase in the number of births every year and the country's maternal mortality rate. Many women die during childbirth, and young girls who are not emotionally, physically, and financially prepared to be mothers have no choice but to shoulder the responsibility the best way they know how. One non-government organization is consciously trying to address this issue. Marie Stopes Papua New Guinea is an organization whose vision and mission is for women to have children by choice and not by chance. We take a look at Marie Stopes in Arawa, the autonomous region of Bougainville, as they open the new outreach center to help women, men, and young girls plan for the children with family planning awareness and outreach.
Not many of us know about Marie Stopes or the work they do, but they provide some of the best family planning advice and services in the country. I recently went on a trip with them to Arawa in the autonomous region of Bougainville for the opening of their new outreach center and had a chance to talk to the country director for Marie Stopes in PNG, Tom Elam, and the Marie Stopes staff based in Arawa. Marie Stopes first came into the country in 2006 with the aim to provide the best family planning services to the people of PNG, especially those in the remotest parts of the country.
Marie Stopes' mission is to allow every individual the fundamental right to have children by choice, not chance. So that means that we want to expand access to family planning. We do that through outreach teams, of which we now have 12, and also centres, of which we have 4.
Family planning is a major issue in the autonomous region of Bougainville, with many mothers dying at birth and girls falling pregnant, leaving them no choice but to leave school. Dr. Joseph Vilosi, doctor in charge of Arawa Health Center, saw that there was a need for change and a need for people to be educated and turn to Marie Stopes for assistance.
Family planning for Bougainville and me 1+ service where you meet got very poor statistics up to some years now. It has been very low. Because of this, following the symposium in Mosby, I went to Marie Stopes and requested them to come over. Simply because of capacity. The Bougainville Health Services doesn't have the capacity to fully deliver this service.
He said he believes the program will go a long way, but also urged the people to change their attitude towards women and mothers.
I have witnessed a lot of maternal death right through the crisis. A lot of them were related to childbirth. Now, a lot of us need to change our attitude, husband and wives. A woman is not a machine to generate babies. Okay, and you must think plenty. Mama has got a life to live. The life mixed with relatives to enjoy life. It's not a machine to generate babies.
Although family planning has increased in the north of Bougainville, the middle and southern regions have very low use of this service. And with this information in mind, Country Director Tom Elam said the best way to reach these people is through outreach.
When we looked at Arawa, in conversation with the senior management team of the Department of Health here in the autonomous region of Bougainville, we spoke with them about where the most need was. The strongest need is in the central and south parts of ARB. So we wanted something that could serve those 2 areas, as well as serve areas of Buka, which aren't doing so well. So outreach seemed like the best model to serve. We never say no to anything, but currently we think that the best model to serve is through outreach. Outreach is a very productive channel. We can take the services directly to people. With the cost of transport here, the condition of the roads, the fact that many people don't have the time to travel from their communities, outreach means that we can bring that quality service to them. So we feel quite confident that this is the right service delivery model for Bougainville at the moment.
Outreach Coordinator Loretta Belle, who is in charge of organizing and coordinating outreach clinics to communities and villages, said contacts have already been established with nearby villages and communities, but before outreach can begin, there are issues that need to be addressed.
Because we are a new organization coming into the communities, Of course, we will expect some misconceptions, doubts, and understanding about family planning. So as much as possible, we will try to address those before we actually carry out outreach clinics.
She said it's no easy task, but the team is well equipped and prepared to deliver these much-needed services to the people. Bella said before the team can conduct outreach, community-based motivators are identified. These are men or women who are eager to help the organization carry out awareness and outreach in their own communities and who take the lead in introducing Maori stops to their communities and in this case, their chief for approval before outreach can be conducted.
Coming here with interviews with people, the health workers here, we've been told to expect opposition from some faiths which do not appreciate all of the family planning methods. But since we've been going out, meeting with chiefs and engaging ourselves within the communities, I found that so far to be otherwise we haven't experienced any of those challenges. Everyone is slowly opening up to all the different methods of family planning, and we have gone out to communities such as Bairima, Pomawa, Tonara, to establish our what we call our community-based motivators, and we've held meetings with the chiefs of those villages, and support for family planning has been overwhelmingly positive because all of the chiefs do recognize that family planning is a need within the community.
Sylvia Banas, a village health volunteer, now a community-based motivator for Maori Stopes, said she was approached by health workers at the Arawa Health Center to assist Maori Stopes.
Albin tokimi go sem straight road blongol one time all chips. So walk blomiem time all say tokimi mi plalai go lo disla peles. Mi say go pass lo all. Mi say go pass, mi say tok one time all chips because all chips lo peles only got atoroti lo one VCC blo mi pla. So only talk all right, okay, mi come tokimol Maori Stops, minol walk Mary lo ya, mi say come kisimol mi pla bay go lo disla peles. So far, all get a peles mi pla go, all get a talk all right. So now mi pla by start lo working all awareness, there lo community. And this all awareness mi pla say working one time all chief blong all. Make him clear all chief one him something all Maori Stops say working.
She said family planning is really needed in her community and other surrounding communities, and assisting Maori Stopes with awareness is a way forward to assisting her family, community and people.
Mi player loya, mi plagat this la problem where planti oliam plameri or loko kisibel nothing instead lol by pinese school na instead lol mari tu he got all planti all bikini so and bahar lo look out him all side blow money because mi plus lo time lo money so mi hardly click lo look out him also Maori Stops em good plan em by helping mi looking also em by helping me ke family blow me na community blow me too. You may one ema tok unto antay mol Maori Stops na use mol methods we all lo introduce him so that you may help him family blow me play yet not to community blow me play.
This year, the PNG government has shown its support through the Department of Planning and Monitoring. However, the organization has been receiving aids in terms of finance and medical supply from the United Nations Population Fund and the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Walter Mendoza Filo, representative from the United Nations Population Fund, said Maori Stopes is one of many organizations that is helping developing countries like Papua New Guinea to provide family planning services to the people.
Maori Stopes and UNFPA, we both work on the same issues, which is family planning and reproductive health. And our partnership is one in which UNFPA provides some of the medicines, the drugs of the commodities that Mary Stopes uses here in Papua New Guinea and in many countries around the world. So we import these medicines, these commodities, these drugs to the country, and we provide them to Mary Stopes and to the National Department of Health, most of them free of charge. That's one area of collaboration that we have. The other area of collaboration is for training. We provide some money to Mary Stopes to do training on family planning, particularly of government health workers. And the specific collaboration that we have is in the Morobe province, where every year we provide some money for Mary Stopes to do outreach services inside the province, in the districts, for family planning.
There are many more supporting Mary Stopes in the country and the work they do for the people. And for Mary Stopes establishing an outreach center in Arawa, this is a big achievement, as many, including the PNG government and the autonomous region of Bougainville government, have come to realize the need for people to understand family planning.
I had the opportunity to talk to some local people, and it seems to me people don't have a good understanding of family planning, what it is, the options that are available for women and for men to do family planning, to decide how many children they want to have, to decide the spacing of their children, and even the different methods available. So I think the opening of the Mary Stopes Clinic in Arawa, here with the Department of Health, we are in the health center of Arawa, is going to be very, very important for Arawa and for Bougainville as a whole, because a lot of families will have access to these services.
Family planning is one of those public health initiatives which has massive preventative benefits for countries. It's not just health. The access to family planning does help reduce maternal death. It also helps improve the chances of children surviving. At the same time, it means that people can invest in the children they have and the relationships they have in their family. And that's really powerful. If you imagine a typical family, if they have children year after year after year, it's very difficult to save for school fees, save for all of the requirements of life, of day-to-day life. At the same time, you have to think about the toll that takes on the mother's health. You know, pregnancy is a very stressful. There's a lot of energy that goes into pregnancy, and year after year, women's bodies aren't prepared for that. So they need a break in between. They need to space their children, ideally about 3 years, and also make sure that they have the family they want. Like I said, our motto is children by choice, not chance. We don't want families to have children by chance. We want them to choose, we want them to plan, and I feel like our teams do a very good job of helping them do that. If you like, they're partners in the relationship, trying to make sure the relationship is what the family wants.
Children by choice and not by chance. This is the message for Papua New Guineans today.
Now to a running crime story that has drawn the attention of Port Moresby. In the past week alone, police in NCD and Central Province have recorded 3 murders. 2 of these were committed minutes apart. In the first killing, the body of a man was found inside a farm-set bag close to a bridge just 800 meters from the Bomana Police Training College outside Port Moresby. The identity of the deceased is known to police, and police believe he was killed 4 days before his body was discovered. In the second killing, 2 men from Goilala in the Central Province were killed last Saturday night at Brown River. Bodies of all 3 deceased are now at the Port Moresby General Hospital morgue, and investigations into these murders are underway. We have also seen 2 police officers intentionally injured while on official duty. One was shot with a handgun during a robbery, while the other was slashed with a bush knife on Thursday evening and died the next day. Our reporter, Tekla Gunga, visited the murder scenes and has this Tok Piksa report.
The Brown River community is situated on the Magi Highway. It is an hour's drive from the nation's capital, Port Moresby. Law and order has always been a major concern for the villagers here. Criminal activities like sexual assault, murder, and domestic violence have slowly become a daily occurrence. And for those in authority, like the local village court officials, these criminal activities have gone beyond their control. This is Marco Philip. He has been the Brown River Deputy Village Chairman for 10 years. For Marco, policing a community that grows marijuana is its biggest challenge. The community does not have a police station, and this makes it even harder for village elders to apprehend those who break the law.
Our police suppose, our national police suppose only stop one time mipla, na supporting mipla lo running law and order inside or place or sem, and alright lilik. Osem mipla yet mipla sabe running law and order, osem samna time all people ino sabe. Aram talk, osem bigger lilik one time mipla because mipla am osem limited power osem mipla village court mipla say running so.
Despite the community having over 15 law enforcing officials, these men are not equipped to police the community.
For community inside lo here, time trouble come up and so me play got that through law. Was have some police or one me. So what like kind problems have come up, and by come up because some always past time and police have come inside.
Much of their work is done on foot patrol, and they rely heavily on assistance from Doa Police Station, which is another hour's drive from Brown River. These 15 law enforcers also get assistance from NCD police, especially for emergency cases that deal with people's life.
This like yeah, mosem 8 plus day come up, 8 plus mera come up inside this like here. Now na la 2 plus come up na maybe all people now all no stop lolly no stop good now all stop one time fear na police too no stop over time heavy come up some police no stop now some maybe yet lo golela maybe stop some 2 plus group now stop lo birua now or work lo fight or yet go come na maybe no sabe so slow coming too much or some police no stop close to lo maybe I think some more killings too by come up.
According to Marco, half of these deaths were caused by suspects under the influence of alcohol or drugs. The double killing that occurred on the night of November 8 this year has left the community living in absolute fear. Though the community has witnessed a lot of killings in the past years, it has never witnessed a double murder that occurred on the same night but minutes apart. This is where the killings occurred, just 3 meters from the main highway. According to Marco, the 2 deceased were part of a group of men who were drunk.
Round up this like incident can come up or money spark na come start tamlo place now spark stop na behind lo this like more like coming go antalo place lo no house lo no lem sta antalo head lo wara so loaba so all like come antapia all come now se more disturbing one black car na melo road na this la car ronimol na all come antap lo ia now se more brook lo ia na na lo hapem samla gosem samla come inside one time this la man lo here time this la car come tanim lo ia I'm looking mo se no man so I'm like take off go back ken no gat or like ni okay take off na go back yet I'm kill him this la first one I'm name lo name kuro kaba or kill him lo here.
At the time this story was compiled, not much details on what actually happened that night was revealed, but villagers believe an argument broke out amongst the group of men that hid here, and this prompted the suspect to stab the victim with a bush knife.
5 man come now, 1 blind die. Okay, 3 blind take off now. 1 blind karam this like go on top stop lo road. Hem behind him road go on top. Minno sa hem la karam go IT mo hem la karam go lo place lo or family lo this la mano. But time all karmigo antapia tem na bla tupla blo deslaya em all come one talk blo em all come back now all ask him disla boklo karem bori go antapia em toko sembei em tino semol nalblas pak all proman blonem so em talking all you bla come na you mi karem mania go tromelo wara em close to em all man ba tuki meme bori blonem so like karmigo antapia nogat same time all tino sem proman blonem now nogat em blo disla mani kamia em all put him knife lo neck blonem now cut him nar blo now em put down lo up na two blo one time silly blo up.
Marco was soon notified of the double killings, and he and his men rushed to the murder scene, only to find that both men were dead. This is where both of the deceased laid till Sunday morning, before they were transported into Port Moresby.
Old man was lo amigo morning. Now police come inside lo kiss him fingerprints now one more kiss him now la shift him to one time go house lo mog.
For a community like Brown River, it will take hours, if not days, for an ambulance officer or police personnel to respond to such an emergency case. But measures to minimize the law and order problems in this community are slowly being addressed. The community will, for the first time, have a police station that will serve them. This police station is being constructed by funds made available by local MP Peter Isoaimo. Once it is completed and officers are deployed to this area, Marco and his team of village officials believe the rate of criminal activities will be minimized. Meanwhile, 2 police officers were injured while on duty. Last Sunday, 1 police officer was shot in his leg by robbers at Kwikila, Central Province. He is now being treated at Port Moresby General Hospital. In the second incident, 1 police officer, while at Gordon's police station, was slashed with a bush knife on Thursday evening. He was rushed to Port Moresby General Hospital, but died 5 hours later.
Because of one person's action, it has now closed down a lot of business. It has victimized a lot of families, shop owners, and it has caused so many inconvenience. We would like to see that life goes back to normal. Just because one person has done it, we do not wish to victimize everybody, but in the interim, whilst the situation is such, we would prefer that it remains like this until our investigations are completed.
This has brought the number of police officers assaulted at Gordon's in the last 3 months to 6.
And I really condemn that action which they took the law into their hands and just taking away the life of an innocent police officer.
This informal market was demolished last month after a police officer was assaulted. It was reopened in the last 2 weeks, but because of the recent assault, it will be closed for an indefinite period.
But I'm hoping that with my discussion with the Honorable Governor, we will find some lasting solution to this, and hopefully it will be for the better.
Investigations into the killings and assault of the policemen are continuing.
And that's all we have for you on Tok Piksa tonight. Next week, we will be taking a look at the 2015 budget. Until we do this again, thanks for watching. Good night.